I, I don't have anything to say. I can't explain what is going on here any better than just just clicking this button right here. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna have to monitor the stream in an odd way. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I just gotta worry about, the fact that my voice is just terrible to listen to. And that's on a good day. That's on a good day. It was just hard to listen to. So much background noise. I think part of that too is just YouTube only lets me put out a max audio bit rate of 160. I wonder if that's one of the sources of my static. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, really, because I can probably move the microphone back just a little bit. And I will play this game. Have your ASMR Monster Energy.
And that's why I say you're a blockhead, Lowry. How could you let such a thing happen? The man was innocent. What do you think the press are going to say about all this? Now get out of here! Get the hell out of my sight! And if I have any more trouble with you, you'll be dishing out parking tickets before long. And that's a promise, Lowry! Oh, and here's my good friend Halligan. Another one of the invaluable detectives of our glorious murder squad. Don't just stand there gaping. Come in. I'm glad you could make it. After all, you're a busy man, aren't you? Now look here, Detective Halligan. I've got used to being surrounded by a bunch of incompetent, half-baked blockheads. But your smart, well-dressed colleague Lowry has just earned himself the golden badge of stupidity. Halligan, we've got a bit of a problem. We've had an innocent man locked up in jail. Regrettably, he was killed in prison before we could correct our mistake. Unfortunate affair. And now we've got this lunatic killer running around all over London. We have to make sure that at least this oversight is put right. Your clear-up rate so far ought to be sufficient evidence that there's no point in asking you to clear up anything more than a common bicycle theft. But this does happen to be the murder squad. I am the chief of this department. All I have for choice is that blockhead Lowry and you.
I like that ambient noise in the background.
Okay, Chief. What do you want me to do? Where did Lowry go wrong?
Your dear colleague Lowry dealt with the skeleton murders last year. You should know that, Halligan. Lowry worked on the case for several months and finally managed to pull a culprit out of the hat. A butcher from South London. A married man with kids. They gave him a life sentence. He was in jail till 3 weeks ago.
Pulled out of the hat, you say? So the butcher didn't do it after all?
Oh, you're a genius, Halligan. He didn't do it. We found that out today.
He didn't do it? How could he be convicted then?
Detective Lowry imaginatively constructed an impressive chain of evidence, and the court followed his arguments in detail. The public wanted somebody to blame, and they found somebody. That's life.
Then the case seems to be closed, doesn't it?
You see, that's exactly what I wouldn't say. I got a phone call this morning. Guess what's happened?
There's been another murder.
Exactly, Halligan. A pile of bones has been found in Epping Forest. Supposedly a male corpse. We don't know any more than that. I presume we both agree that it can't have been Lowry's man, eh?
Oh, of course.
You see, I've just managed to get that into Lowry's head as well. You heard it? Lowry's off the case. Halligan, you drive out to Epping Forest and take a look at the evidence.
Of course, sir.
And Halligan, no sloppiness now. I want results. Sensible results. The press has already been terrorizing me this morning. The killer must be found. Do I make myself clear?
Of course, Chief.
Good. This is the file with all the necessary information, and now you better get going quickly.
That would be stupid. I'd write my case file. My case file.
Don't know.
I'm not a real American water dispenser. I'm not thirsty. I'm not thirsty. A gift from the chief of the New York City Police Department. A gift from the chief of the New York City Police Department. Inspector Miller is extremely proud of it. A gift from the I'm not thirsty. I'm not a gift from I'm not a gift from the chief of the New York City Police Department. Inspector Miller is extremely proud of it. All our files are stored in there. All our files are stored in there. I'd better not. These files are secret.
Uh-oh. Secret files, you say?
Chief's shelves are definitely tidier than the duty roster. A confiscated murder weapon. I don't know this one. Some gangster or other.
Okay.
I've no idea who that might be. I don't know this one. Some gangster or other. I don't know this one. Some gangster or other. A confiscated murder weapon. A wanted person's note. A wanted person's note.
Anything else I can... He'll just stand on the other side.
What mad assassin are you referring to?
Halligan, it's well known that you'd rather read those crazy books of yours during office hours than taking any real interest in the affairs of this department. But it would now appear that you've even stopped reading the newspapers as well. For months now, a killer's been running around in London, taking victims apart and leaving nothing but bones for us to find. You can read about it in any newspaper.
I don't pay too much attention to what the papers say.
You aren't? You should be, Halligan. Really, you should. Then you'd know that your colleague, Lowry, arrested a butcher for the killings. He was murdered in prison 3 weeks ago.
Yes, Lowry told me about it. He thinks he's due for a promotion for his achievements.
Lowry should be grateful he hasn't been demoted to a traffic warden. I've taken him off the case. You can take the file with you, then you'll see what brilliant results he obtained with Stryker's help. Those two have made our entire department an ideal target for those muckrakers from the Sun. I can already see the headlines in front of me. Skeleton murderer strikes again. Jailed butcher, innocent. Scotland Yard groping in the dark.
I'd better not. These files are secret. Detective Stryker's holiday started yesterday. Lucky devil.
I did not know you could do this. Okay.
This is our new copying machine. A matchbox, still half full.
What's this way?
Hello, Chris.
Hi, Halligan.
Well, how are your amoebas doing?
Very funny, Halligan. I've already got 5 DNA analysis on the Christmas list. Of course, everything is very urgent, as always. No idea how I'm supposed to make it. Well, what do you want?
Have you got a minute? I need the support of an expert for some checks.
Halligan, I've really got to work. Can't you wait until tomorrow?
I wanted to ask you if you could drive out to Epping Forest with me. I need an expert.
What? To the skeleton? Isn't that Lowry's case?
It was, till today.
Till today? And whose is it from now on?
From now on, it is my case. The chief put Lowry on ice.
Well, well, well. Good old Lowry. Looks as if you don't automatically achieve more with designer shirts than with normal ones.
You might be right there, Chris.
Well, whatever. I wouldn't like to be in your shoes, Halligan. The thing out there in Epping Forest is a professional job. You're not going to learn anything from that pile of bones.
Were there no usable traces?
Nope, not the slightest one. It's always the same. A well-cleaned pile of bones in the landscape, maybe an arm or a leg missing, but apart from that, nothing.
Who might do something like that? What do you think?
No idea. It's your job to find that out, isn't it?
I'll just drive out there and have a look at it.
Just you do that, Brent.
Okay, Chris. See you later on. Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is. A bottle with some sort... The bottle is full of dust and fingerprints. There's nothing I can do with this. There's nothing I can do with this.
I don't know what.
I can't do anything with this. I can't even pronounce the name on the label right. Fingerprint powder. I can't do anything with this. I can't even pronounce the name on the label right. That is a microscope.
What's this? We're just gonna hunt for all the things.
Far too hot to touch. A flask. Something is just being distilled there. Far too hot to touch. If I pull that hose off, the whole of Scotland Yard will blow up.
What's here?
Chris's pinboard. Somebody's written here. Hecker, you sleepyhead. When do I get my damn DNA analyses? That must be from Chief Miller. You can recognize his intonation even on the paper.
What does this button do?
Without the light, it will be much too dark in here.
What does this lead to?
This is Lowry's world. Cars, cars, cars. Books. He's got books? They're probably just for show, meant to impress the ladies. Hello, Lowry.
Oh no, not you, Halligan. You're all I need at the moment.
Have you got a couple of minutes, Lowry? I'd like to talk to you about a couple of things concerning the last skeleton murder.
I really don't feel like chatting right now. Least of all with you, Halligan. Read the file, it's all in there.
I'll do the more
I
professional
didn't
one.
see any inquiry results from the information department in your file. Is that right?
Of course, thanks to these bloody new security regulations, which were introduced thanks to you, Halligan. If you hadn't gone and put an arrest warrant for Prince Charles in the computer after Princess Di's accident, we wouldn't be in this mess.
That was just an innocent joke.
Innocent, yeah. In this department, nothing can be done without forms these days. You can't even get a pencil sharpener without written authorization. By the time you got the bloody forms filled in, they're out of date.
And that's why you sent an innocent man to prison?
Innocent? That's what you say. The jury found him guilty. What more do you want?
Oh, Doug had his
Is
heartstrings.
that what you told his widow and children?
No way. Stryker was the one who dealt with that sort of thing. I'm not into spiritual welfare.
You're not into it. I can understand that.
Well, I just don't go for all that sentimental crap.
Of course, Lowry. I'm really sorry for you.
Hey, same here, Halligan.
You do have some funny ideas about justice, Detective Lowry.
Stop all this sloppy sentimentality, will you, Halligan? Why should all these criminal scum be fed from our taxes? He got what he deserved. The state's got more than enough on its hands forking out for idiots like you.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Lowry.
Halligan,
Yes?
might I ask you what you think you're doing?
I don't know what you mean, Steve.
You don't know what I mean? You're trying to steal a pair of scissors from right under my nose, but you haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. Is that it?
But you're not using these scissors at the moment anyway.
That's beside the point. Get your mitts off my scissors.
All right, then. Keep them.
Which office is this? This has to be my office. It looks like my room.
God save the Queen. Even if she's wearing a really ugly green suit. God save the Queen. Even if she's wearing a really ugly green suit. And Al's Pizza Palace makes the best pizza in the whole of London. The cleaner will empty the ashtray. Smoking will be the death of me. I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. I didn't like that book very much. I wanted to give it to Stryker, but he doesn't read. Ah, All About Darts. A top title. There was a really good DIY description to build dartboards in it. This book claims that I can stop smoking. My cooking book for single households. John Sinclair, Ghost Hunter. My favorite book. Non-smoker within 21 days. Non-smoker within 21 days. Corn circles. That was really interesting. The Sirius riddle. Nope, no darts now. Maybe I'll play later. Against my favourite opponent, Inspector Miller. A roll of plastic bags. Indispensable for professional police work. Leave them. I don't need those anymore. That used to be my weekly ration.
You had to like pixel over each of the drawers.
I'll take it with me. Maybe I'll give it back to Miss Browning today. My greatest... I'm determined to give up smoking. Leave those alone. My greatest enemy. I've already taken one this morning. The best-selling headache pills worldwide. I'd better leave that here. I never use the receiver. That thing is just too heavy. Using the loudspeaker is much more comfortable. I never use the receiver. That thing is just too heavy. Using the loudspeaker is much more comfortable. I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. The districts of London.
All right.
That's futile. My gloves. I'd rather think about it again.
We're gonna go out. And who's here?
Hello, Janet.
Hello, Brent.
Have you heard? The chief has handed Lowry's case over to me. The skeleton murders.
Yes, and there was no way that I could have missed the conversation between the chief and Lowry.
Have we got a file about that?
As far as I can see, you've already got the file, Brent.
What? Yes, of course I've got the file. But you know that Larry and Stryker have been working on this case. The file contains a load of ridiculous nonsense, you know that. I need the terminal.
Remember the official channels, Brent. Get the necessary forms and then we'll talk again.
Damn bureaucracy. I need to make an inquiry, Janet, right now.
If you start shouting at me, I shall see the chief before you can count to 3. Do you understand? And now leave here, please. Come back when you've got the necessary forms. Here, take this sheet and get it signed.
I need a signature? Whose signature?
Oh my God, Brent, don't pretend to be more stupid than you are.
So I won't get anywhere without it then?
Exactly, Brent. Rules are rules.
Good. See you later then.
Take your time, Brent.
That's a form for information procurement. I need information from the central database. It's about the skeleton murders. But Janet says she needs a signed 223. I've got it with me.
You've got it with you? How nice for you. And do you know something, Halligan? I will not sign it. What do you say to that?
How do you expect me to conduct investigations if you won't allow me to use the database, Chief?
You'll have to get up off your backside and do your own work, Halligan. I feel much more comfortable knowing that you and Lowry can't get up to any more nonsense with the confidential data stored in our database.
Of course, Chief. Thanks a lot.
Don't get stroppy, Halligan.
Go here.
Good morning, officer.
Good morning, Detective. I hope you've had a good breakfast. The sight over there is not very appetizing.
I know, officer. I can imagine a better sight as well. Has the forensic squad already been here?
Yes, just this morning, after the phone call.
Who reported the discovery?
The jogger.
Oh no. This game was made in 2001. They didn't know. They didn't know.
Well, he's in hospital for the time being. The shock, you know. We could hardly even take down his particulars.
Why was that?
He had to throw up several times, sir.
Oh, I understand.
We have options. I can save the game. There we go. Ooh, subtitles on. There we go.
Could he have left the bones here?
It's not impossible, but I don't really believe it. He's a tourist and only arrived in London last night. I suppose he came here by accident.
He's a tourist. Since when do tourists jog at 5:30 in the morning? Is he on a fitness trip?
Sir, he told us he was a decathlete. It's his job.
Okay, officer, that was it. Thank you.
Any time, sir.
I can't talk to the reporters.
That won't feel different with gloves either. That's futile as well. There's no point in that. I should think about it again. That won't feel different with gloves either. That won't feel different with gloves either. I should take the bone with me, but... That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that. The skull of the corpse. There's hardly any flesh on the bone. Unbelievable. Officer?
What is it, sir?
I've lost my wallet and I think it may be here somewhere. Have you seen it?
Your wallet? No.
Could you help me look for it?
Sir, I have to guard the scene of the crime. I'm under orders not to leave this place.
But all my money was in the wallet. Couldn't you just help me look for it?
I'm sorry, sir, but I don't have your wallet, and I must not leave this place. Would you please appreciate that?
Okay, officer, that was it. Thank you.
Any time, sir.
I don't think there's anything else to do here because I can't talk to the people over there.
You can buy soft drinks for high prices here. I've got no money for that.
I'll ask this guy about what I found.
There's no point a roll of plastic bags to secure evidence. Here you go, Chris. Have a look at this.
A bone. Very likely the right thigh bone. Why are you bringing it here? I had a look at the bones with the forensic squad this morning.
I know, but I've still got a couple of questions about them.
Well, go ahead then.
Did somebody maybe scorch the flesh off the bone?
No, definitely not. That would look different. I suspect that it was rather cut off, or maybe taken off with acid.
Can you see any abnormalities?
I would have noticed them, Halligan. No fractures, no bruises. Everything quite normal.
Okay, Chris, that's it for the moment.
Okay, Halligan. See you then.
They would have surprised some tufts of grass from the place where the bones were found. Chris, I've got something else for you. Could you have a quick look at that too?
The weed. Also from the place where the bones were found, I suppose.
Exactly.
Okay, Brent. And what do you want to know about it?
Do you notice anything about it?
The grass looks slightly burnt, I'd say.
The bones were lying on this grass.
Oh, Maybe somebody made a fire on the grass before the bones were lying there. That's not very unusual in parks.
That was no fireplace, Chris. The grass was burnt under the bones and just there.
Well then, maybe the bones got hot.
Can bones get that hot in the sun?
Well, I don't think this is very likely in autumn. But right now, I can't say much more about that either.
Okay, Chris. See you later on. Too dangerous to carry a bottle with some sort of chemical. The bottle is full of dust and fingerprints. Take it with me? Chris surely wouldn't. A bottle with some kind of liquid in it. It's quite dirty. Full of bottle with some kind of liquid in it. That won't get me any further. There's nothing I can... That's a mortar. I thought it wouldn't. My gloves. I nicked them out of the exhibit room.
Maybe she'll know someone I can talk to.
I'll take that with me. You never know. I might need it. It's always handy having one of these tucked away. We ran out not so long ago, and there was a big commotion on this floor. That's a form for stationery procurement. Without...
Ah.
Hello, Janet. It's me again.
I can see that. What is it? Have you forgotten something again?
Well, actually, no. I just thought I'd drop in.
Just do me a favor, Brent, and don't keep me from doing my work all the time.
A monitor. That's the Central Crime Prevention Office. It keeps an eye on flashpoints in the centre of London. The switchboard. We have 4 lines, but Janet's all on her own at the moment. That's what happens during the holidays.
What is it this time, Halligan?
I'd really like to know how a braggart like you managed to get a date with Janet.
Well, you know what, Halligan? Women do like a winner, don't they? Little Janet is no exception. We went to the Palace yesterday.
What was showing?
The new Schwarzenegger film.
You know how to handle women, don't you?
Of course. Janet said she found it disgusting, but I know for a fact that she was very keen on it. Women are like that. Do you understand?
Well, I would have thought that Janet had more sense.
Oh, actually, I think she's got very good sense. That's why she always refuses to let you take her out somewhere. She prefers to go out with a man who doesn't dress in rags dragged out of rubbish bins or eat the same pizza every day.
Did she say that?
The facts speak for themselves, Halligan. You eat pizza in your office, and I go to the cinema with Janet. That's the way things work. Oh, I'm sorry, old boy.
What amazes me is why a woman like her should find your boring stories about cars, sports, and action films so entertaining.
Halligan, I'm sure you didn't come to tell me that. What do you really want?
Could you lend me some change?
You haven't found your wallet, have you? Well, sorry, Halligan, but this is Scotland Yard, not the Bank of England.
The Bank of England is the central clearing bank, Lowry. You can't draw any money there.
Indeed. Just try it somewhere else, then. You won't get a penny from me.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Lowry. Hello, Chief. May I just disturb you briefly?
Halligan, you're a pain in the neck. Are you planning to start doing things just like Lowry did?
Look, Chief, it's about these damn security regulations. I can't work this way.
You forget yourself, Halligan. You're standing in the office of your chief inspector. I don't want to hear any of your goddamn cursing in here.
Sorry, Chief, but I don't think your new bureaucracy fad will make work any easier here in the department.
These measures weren't taken to make work any easier, Halligan. They were taken to protect this department, to protect it from the mistakes of incompetent detectives. All investigations in this department will go through my desk in future, and that's that.
Are you still cross with me because of that business with the royal family?
Indeed. Yes, indeed, Detective. The press and the inspectorate made my life hell for 8 weeks. You should be grateful that we somehow managed to keep things under control. But those sort of jokes are a thing of the past. You and Lowry will have to ask for my signature before you take a single step. Even if you just want to go to the toilet.
Of course, Chief. Thanks a lot.
Don't get stroppy, Halligan.
I don't believe it will work. It won't work. That's a form for stationery procurement. Without that, you don't get anything. It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. I'd better leave that here. I'd better leave that here. I'd better leave that here. I'd better leave that here.
I have no clue what to do now.
I won't find anything I could make use of now in there. My writing desk. I am definitely the only one who can make head or tail of it. Smoking will be the death of me. The cleaner will empty the ashtray. This is our new copying machine. Why should I copy that? I can get loads of them from Janet. A sheet of carbon paper, very useful when dealing with bureaucrats. It won't work like that. I don't. A sheet of that would be stupid. A sheet of carbon paper. No, better not. My writing desk. I am definitely the only. Outside, you can see the Thames.
What if I showed Janet the moon?
That doesn't work. I don't know how to use it. That won't help either. Some tufts of... it won't work like that. That doesn't work.
What is it this time, Halligan?
I know that you'll say no, but I have to ask for your help.
You do actually need help, Halligan. But not from me. Try a social worker. Well?
Do you know how to operate the copying machine?
Yes, I do.
And will you tell me?
Just guess.
No?
Quite.
You're a really nice person, Lowry.
I do my best.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Lowry.
Maybe I have to show it to the officer. Anyways, happy Halloween, everyone. My goal is to get through this game, then play some more.
Looks like that won't work. I should think up something else. I cut some tufts of grass from the place where the bones were found. In a bag, for evidence. My case, a matchbox. Still half full.
Alright, this is where you pull up a guide and say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. But the good news is, I can see things going on. I can't see chat, though. That's my problem. If anyone's chatting, I can't see what you're saying just because of how this game runs. It does that thing where everything on the second monitor is just bad. Isn't it crazy? You know, I'm just looking at my phone. It knows, or at least assumes, that the place I go to very frequently is work. It's like, yeah, Yeah, you're there longer than a person needs to be there to do normal tasks. So clearly, you're probably paid to be there. Based on your frequency of appearance and the length of your stay. Anyways, game FAQs. Heck yeah. Let me see. Okay. I've found out what I need to do. And the person that wrote the guide on game FAQs did a very good job of not spoiling anything. I just have to talk to this person. I just have to talk to this person.
Hello, Chris. I've still got some questions.
What is it now?
It's about the bone again.
We already talked about that before.
You can't tell me more than that about the bones? Chris, that doesn't help me.
There's really no more to say about the bones, Halligan. Just wait for my report. You'll have it all nicely written down then. Or, hang on a moment. If you're really interested, go and see Professor Turner. He was the supervisor of a friend's PhD thesis. That's how I met him. He works in an anthropological museum in Oxford. If anybody can say anything about the bones, he can.
Okay, thanks for the advice.
Don't mention it, Brent.
My brown sock. How did that get in here? Is there anything worse than thirst? I'll take it with me.
Now I can leave.
locked. Closed due to renovation works. Great. And now?
What's this way?
Here, are you crazy? That's mine. Hands off, okay?
The beggar's flask. Absolutely empty. Hello, my friend.
Huh?
Can I help you somehow?
Help? Help? Nobody can help me.
Hey, don't despair. Everybody has a hard time now and then. Maybe I can do something for you.
Just leave it. I've lost everything. Everything. No money, no flat, no future. I'm finished. Simply finished.
What do you need most urgently?
What I need a drink. Hey, mightn't you have a couple of pounds for me?
There's money in your hat there. Isn't that enough for a bottle of gut rot?
Oh, no. Those pennies wouldn't feed a parking meter.
Why is the museum being closed?
Well, it's been refurbished. At the moment, my business is running really badly.
How much did you, make today?
Well, just a poxy 60 pence.
You're right. You won't get far on that. Have you seen anybody going into the museum?
Yeah. Just this morning, a woman. A young, pretty one.
A woman? You haven't seen a man?
Nah. Only a woman. She comes here every day. Now and again, she gives me a few pennies. I think she works in the museum.
Ah, a woman then.
So what? What's special about that? There are millions of women running about in this world.
Okay, I must be off now.
Well then, okay.
I can't hear any dialing tone. It won't work. You have to put at least 30
Back to the yard. Wrong office.
Too dangerous to carry the bottle around. Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is. The bottle is full of dust and fingerprints. A bottle with some sort of chemical. There's nothing I can do with this. There's nothing I can do.
Well, Halligan, how'd you get on at the museum? What did Professor Turner say? Could he help you?
The museum is closed. It's being refurbished.
Oh, well, that's bad luck. Why don't you phone him?
My wallet has disappeared. Have you seen it?
Your wallet? No, it isn't here. Was there much money in it?
No, a £20 note and some change.
Well, it isn't here anyway.
Okay, Chris, that's it for the moment.
Okay, Halligan. See you then. Well, Halligan, how'd you get on at the museum? What did Professor Turner say? Could he help you?
I had a look round outside the building.
You only saw the museum from the outside. Man, Halligan, you're weird sometimes. Why didn't you go in?
I couldn't get hold of anybody.
Have you tried the phone? Maybe somebody's still there.
I don't have any change to phone.
Well, now you've got a problem. Lost it all gambling again, did you? Hey, that reminds me. You still owe me £30, Halligan. You haven't got it on you by any chance?
No, Chris.
Maybe you'll remember it someday.
Could I use your phone?
I'm not so keen on that, Halligan. I'm always in trouble with the accounts department. You know what I mean. Why don't you ask Lowry?
Lowry? You must be joking, Chris. You know how badly we get on, don't you?
Especially since this morning, right?
Exactly.
Sorry, Halligan, but I'm convinced you'll solve this problem.
Okay, Chris. See you later on.
Well, Halligan, how'd you get on at the museum? What did Professor Turner say? Could he help you?
I had a look round outside the building.
You only saw the museum from the outside. Man, Halligan, you're weird sometimes. Why didn't you go in?
The museum is closed. It's being refurbished.
Oh, well, that's bad luck. Why don't you phone him?
It's all right for you. My phone doesn't work properly anymore.
Why don't you go to a phone booth?
I don't have any change to phone.
Well, now you've got a problem. Lost. Hey, that you haven't got it on you.
Something is just being distilled there. Something is just being a flask. That's the gas hose for the Bunsen burner. If I pull that hose off, these things are called Erlenmeyer flasks. Test tubes. Test tubes. A board. Just like at school, isn't it? A board. Just like at school, isn't it? Chris is quite a strange guy. What does he like about these pictures? I can't do anything with this. I can't even pronounce the name on the label right. I can't do anything with this. I can't even pronounce
What's this way?
What is it this time, Halligan?
I know that you'll say no, but I have to ask for your help.
You do actually need help, Halligan. But not from me. Try a social worker. Well,
Could you lend me some change?
you haven't found your wallet, have you? Well, sorry, Halligan, but this is Scotland Yard, not the Bank of England.
You're a really nice person, Lowry.
I do my best.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Lowry.
Let me check. Ah. It's a adventure game rune logic.
Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is. The bottle is clean now. Too dangerous to... A bottle with some sort of chemical.
Well, Halligan, how'd you get on at the museum? What did Professor Turner say? Could he help you?
Something I wanted to ask you, Chris. What do those flasks contain?
Oh, you mean those on the shelves? They contain all sorts of different chemicals I need for my work. Indicator solutions, alcohol, things like that.
You've got a great job, Chris. Masses of alcohol and everything legal.
Nonsense, Halligan. Do you think we spend all day getting drunk with medical alcohol? Why don't you just try the stuff?
Sure, no problem.
Here, Brent, to your health. What's up? Go ahead, try it. You won't get one of these so often.
All right, here we go. Cheers.
To your health, Brent.
An interesting aroma, isn't it? Brent, aren't you feeling very well? Brent, are you sure you're okay?
God damn it. You could knock someone out cold with this kind of stuff, Chris. Chris? Look what we've got here. This is the bottle Chris took. Now the flask is half full of apple juice. I don't believe a bottle of ethanol. Stop. I don't think it's a good idea to take the bottle out of the lab. Chris will be back quite soon. He'll notice it at once. I've got something for you. Apple schnapps from Detective Halligan's home distillery. My own brand. Would you like to have a taste?
You serious? All right, pal. I'm as dry as the bottom of a parrot's cage.
Why don't you drink it all? I don't mind. And it's a cracker, I can tell you.
Cheers, mister.
Cheers.
we have gotten some money.
It won't work without... You have to put at least 30 pence in. Which number am I supposed to dial? Telephone charges of British Telecom, so nobody forgets how expensive it is to use the phone. Let's see if the phone number of the museum is listed in here. Museum, okay. Museum of African Studies, Museum of Ancient History. Here, Anthropological Museum. And the extension of Professor Turner? It's here. I've got it.
Hello?
Hello, who's that?
Who am I speaking to?
Sorry to bother you. My name's Brent Halligan. I'm calling from the phone box outside the museum.
Oh? Why is that?
I was sent by a distant acquaintance of Professor Turner's.
Who was that, if I may ask?
Chris Hecker.
Chris Hecker? I don't believe I know anyone of that name.
As I said, he's a distant acquaintance. I need Professor Turner to help me with my investigations.
Oh. In that case, you'd better call him in 8 weeks' time. He's on an expedition.
Look, miss, what was your name?
Goodbye, Mr. Halligan.
She's hung up.
All right, we're leaving. You gotta get more information.
Well, Brent, still got a headache?
Don't ask, Chris.
Have you managed to contact Professor Turner?
Yeah, I phoned him, but he wasn't in.
Not in?
He's on an expedition. I just talked to some woman who works there.
With his extension number?
Yes, exactly.
Well, Halligan, that was probably his daughter Melanie. She works in the museum as well. My friend told me a lot about her. He used to be really keen on her.
So, Professor Turner has a daughter. Thanks, Chris. I think that'll help me.
All right, that's the info I needed. I'm gonna check my phone. No new messages. Annoy him.
Chief?
What is it now, Halligan?
Couldn't you think again about the security regulations?
Are you deaf? I said no. Now get out.
Excuse me, but I didn't quite understand all the points of the briefing. Could we just go through it again?
My God, Halligan, do we really have to repeat it 3 times?
I'm really sorry, Chief. I was slightly distracted this morning.
Ha! Only this morning? Well, all right then. What do you want to know?
It won't work without money.
Hello?
Hello, this is Halligan again. Please don't hang up, Miss Turner.
How do you know my name, Mr. Halligan?
Chris Hecker told me that Professor Turner's your father.
Yes, that's true.
What do you do at the museum?
I'm an anthropologist.
The same as your father.
Yes?
Miss Turner, do you think you could help me?
That depends. What's the trouble?
I found a bone that I've had examined at the lab.
A bone? A human bone?
Yes, of course. It belonged to a murder victim.
Murder? How awful.
The bone is from the body of one of the victims of the skeleton murders. I take it you've read about them?
Oh, good heavens, yes. What can I do for you?
Couldn't we discuss that inside?
Certainly. Come on over. I'll let you in.
Mr. Halligan?
Yes, that's right. Hello, Miss Turner. Nice to meet you. Thank you for taking the time.
No problem. We're closed anyway. The museum is being refurbished.
It's not easy to get in touch with you. I was close to giving up.
Oh, you mean because of the phone call? I'm really sorry. I do sometimes tend to be rather short on the phone. You know, I get unpleasant calls sometimes, and that's why I'm a bit suspicious.
I see. Well, I finally got in touch with you.
Would you like to come in? Would you like a cup of coffee or anything else?
No, thanks.
Mr. Halligan, how may I help you?
As I said, I'm working on the skeleton murders. We found another victim in Epping Forest. All the evidence points to the same culprit as in the other cases. The corpse was completely skeletonized. Professional work.
That's horrible. But how can I help you?
My colleague Chris Hecker of the forensic lab has already had a look at the bones. He thought that your father could perhaps carry out some additional tests. He is a renowned expert, after all.
Yes, he could do that. But as I said, my father isn't here.
I know, but it is very urgent. Perhaps you could have a look?
You say you've got some of the bones with you?
Yes, just one. Here.
This is a femur.
Yes, that's what Chris Hecker said as well.
It will take some time, Mr. Halligan. Could you wait a moment?
Yes, sure.
Can't see a thing. That's a stiletto from the late Roman era. I would have been surprised if it had worked like that. Oh, Melanie, that won't work. 2 bottles of developer. The wash basin. I should try and think of something else.
The sickle's from England. It could be a Celtic artifact, but we haven't been able to date it yet. That's interesting. The notches in the bone were made by a sharp instrument. The sickle matches the notches to a T. That's interesting. The notches in the bone were... There's some metal residue here. It's gold. It's gold. There's some metal residue here. This mask is worn for New Year's celebration.
Made any progress?
Yes, a little, but I can't quite make it out. Have you got a moment? I just want to check on something.
Sure, no problem.
Looks as if that won't work. Father's Distiller. These are pieces of very old statues. It's not easy to put them together. Hey, didn't this edition mention something in connection with sacrificial rites in Britain? Let's see. Yes, here it is. An article about the Druids and their sacrificial rites. The latest findings indicate that in ancient England it was probable for the most... for their high ceremonies, the Celts usually prefer to use... Incredible. It all fits in with this bone. I'm sure the detective will be very interested. Mr. Halligan? I believe I've found something interesting about your bone.
Go ahead.
In my opinion, this bone was worked on.
With a sickle?
Yes, and probably with a sickle made of gold.
What makes you think that?
The bone bears notches matching the cutting form of a sickle to a T, and I found a trace of gold in one of the notches.
A golden sickle? Who would use a weapon like that in order to cut a human being to pieces?
That's what I asked myself as well. I found an interesting article which could help us. According to the historian Arthur Blake, the Britannic Druids carried out very bloody sacrificial rites. He found out that such rites took place at major celebrations of the Celts. He assumes that consecrated golden sickles were used for those rites.
And how does he know about these things?
He learned about it from old inscriptions he's translating at the moment. Interesting, huh?
Celts? Druids? Quite some time has passed since then, hasn't it?
Of course, but the descriptions in the article absolutely match the findings on your bone, Mr. Halligan. I'm sure the author of the article can help you.
What do you think? Could this Blake be right?
I don't know. Maybe he just wants to make money with horror stories about ancient Britain, but the bone you've shown me would match his theory quite well.
So you think this murder could be a ritual murder?
Yes, it would be possible. There are several occult sects and Satanists. They like checking their history books and adopting archaic rituals.
Have you ever seen anything similar in your career?
Oh, Mr. Halligan, You don't know the Aztec skull walls. If you'd seen those, you'd consider your bone harmless.
Maybe, but that was centuries ago. The victim of this murder was found this morning, and it was found in London. I would like to ask you some questions about your work, just out of interest. What are all these strange things here in your lab?
They're things my father and I have brought back from various expeditions. They have to be catalogued, will then become part of the permanent exhibition of our museum. Some things are personal presents. We keep those, of course.
You see quite a lot of the world, don't you?
Yes, that's part of my job.
What's your father's current research project?
He's in Kenya studying initiation rituals.
What?
The rituals carried out when the childhoods of boys and girls end and they're admitted to the circle of adults.
How long have you been working here?
Several years. My father helped me to get the job here at the museum.
Connections are indispensable nowadays, aren't they?
I was the most qualified applicant. But it's not easy to gain acceptance with the old boys of the museum's board when you're a woman. You have to be at least twice as good as the best male applicant.
And you were?
Of course I was. It's been decided that I'll be the head of the museum as soon as my father retires.
When will that be?
In 5 years?
Then you will have achieved a lot for someone your age.
How old do you think I am?
I'd say 29.
Exactly.
What did you say this author's name was?
Blake. Arthur Blake.
Was there any mention in the article of how you could get in touch with the man?
I thought you'd ask that. His address was printed below the article. 366 Pinewood Road, Northampton.
I'm going there now.
Mr. Halligan, I'm interested in this, particularly because of my job. I'd like to help you with your case. Would you take me with you?
Impossible. It's confidential police work. I have to see him on my own. I'm sorry.
I'm sure my knowledge would be to your advantage, Mr. Halligan, and I think it would be really interesting to work on a case like that.
Oh, when I think about it, perhaps that's not a bad idea at all. Perhaps there will be more examinations to be done. Okay, Miss Turner, let's do it like this. I'll keep you informed on the case. If I hear anything new or if I need your help, I'll contact you. What do you think?
All right. I'll see you later then.
Yeah, see you later. And thank you, Miss Turner.
I think that's a good stopping point. Save the game. Alright, we're gonna see if this worked. I have no clue. We're gonna quit the game though. Perfect. Dun, 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 dun. I'll be back soon. Like very soon. I'm just stopping the stream for now because I got something I need to do real quick. And yeah, I just don't want to waste your time with a dead stream.